welcome to Nick's Toy Box. Today we are looking at the It Chapter 2 Pennywise from Hot Toys. I know he's upside down. I bought him secondhand. So anyways, really excited to have this guy in hand. He's been on my dream list for a while. Finally found a good deal. I couldn't pass it up. So without further ado, let's get into this thing. Getting into the package here, we have the two head sculpts. We have this really cool balloon with the wired string. We have the little jack-in-the-box. We have the skateboard, and we have a good variety of hands as well as somebody else's hand, and the famous boat. I'm really excited to dive into this guy. I'm really excited to show you that stand. So I think we really need to dive into it. So let's get into these collectibles here. Collectibles, side pieces, accessories. Sorry, all over the place today. We are not hurting for accessories on this one, which is really cool. Start off with a little small thing here. We have the little SS Georgie, the little paper boat, and I will say it does have that look of like paper with the little wax coating on it. Super cool. Really, I mean, if you have a Pennywise figure, you gotta have it, right? So it looks really good. Quality's really nice. This piece right here is really, really cool. You got the dismembered hand, the one that he uses to wave at them. In the movie, the paint application and the detail on it is absolutely incredible. Very gory, but what else do you expect from Pennywise the Dancing Clown? Next, we have skateboard with the won't be there for him either, which I love the skateboard. I think it's really cool. I love the paint on the wheels and on like the bearings and everything with the blood. It's really cool. It's actually usable. If you wanted, it would be the world's worst tech deck because there's no grip. I kind of imagine why there's no grip so it doesn't rip up the figure. But it's really cool. You know, like, it's cool to give us a lot of these accessories from the movie that has some crazy meaning. And so, yeah, really, really glad with that inclusion. Of course, it wouldn't be Pennywise without a balloon. This balloon is really great. You only got the seam line up top, but I mean, it's a balloon, so who really cares all that much? You have this string, but it's actually a metal rod underneath it it's really sturdy and it's really strong. Which makes the posing with it like absolutely loads of fun. Probably one of my favorite accessories. I mean, you gotta have that as well as like the boat. Got the little jack-in-the-box Pennywise here. He's really cool. The paint application on him is really nice. I love the wear and tear on the box itself, and you can actually turn it if you wanted. The little creepy face on the front and on the back there, that little logo is really cool. I love that you could actually close it if you wanted, so you could have some options for your figure, like, you know what I mean, if you want to do some stuff. Of course, on my display case, it is popped open with a little dude popping out because I think like that is just a mandatory, but it's really cool. I really love the inclusion of the amount of stuff. So those are like the big accessory pieces that aren't, you know, the head sculpts or the hands. Speaking of hands, I think this is the next best place to go. We get a really good amount here. You got the nice closed fists, and they are legitimately closed fists. You don't have any gaps in between to make it a fist and like a holding hand, which I think we can all appreciate, right? The thing I'm going to try not to repeat myself a million times on for these hands is I love the stitching on them right there. And on the sides, I think it's impeccable work, and I'm going to try not to sound like a broken record. Man, we get a lot of good hands. Got some like kind of opened up hands, like not really like full grabbing hands because these are the grabbing hands, but it makes posing lots of fun, which I think you'll see whenever I do some posing at the end here. Man, I'm really, really so stoked for the amount. We get one of this. I think that's my only complaint is one opened up hand. I would have loved to see it for the other one, unless mine's just missing it and the guy lost it and I'm sounding like an idiot, but I'm pretty sure it's just the one open hand, which really wish we would have gotten a second one at this point. Like, why not? Then you get like the monster fingers tearing out hands, and I will admit I realized while I was editing all of this that I did not get any posing with these hands in use. So terribly sorry about that. They are really cool. I love the dirty fingernails, and like the coloration to it is just gross, which is the intention. I love that all the rips and everything are all different because, you know, I don't like laziness. I love this hand. It's the pinching for the balloon to hold it. It's so freaking cool, and it works really well, which I'll show you. And then you get a pointing finger. which is also a really cool one too. Some very specific ones. Next is going to be the 2 head sculpts, which they are absolutely phenomenal. Of course, this was back when we weren't getting separate rolling eyeballs or any rolling eyeballs or anything, so the only complaint is they're going to be stationary. But I mean, the paint application on the hair, on the crackling on the makeup, the red lines, the teeth, the eyes, I mean, everything is A1, phenomenal. I absolutely love both, and I like in the stand we can actually have both heads on display, which I'll show you, because I love both of them and I think they both deserve appreciation. I mean, yeah, like the paint crackling on his forehead and like the seam line being very well hidden with the way that the hair flips up and things like that, like absolutely a phenomenal job. This is my favorite out of the 2. I would have loved a Deadlight one, which, knowing my luck now that I bought this figure, we'll get a reissue of this Pennywise and it'll come with the Deadlights, but it just gives me a reason to get another one. But I love those teeth. They're so gnarly. It's a really wicked look. Very scary, which is what we want, right, from Pennywise. This is like my favorite head sculpt that I've gotten recently. And it just looks so dang good. Really, I could go on forever. Now, something that rarely happens, which is the display. I'm actually really excited for the display. It's beautiful. It's got the It Chapter 2 in the front. I like how it doesn't say Pennywise. It's a very cool, clean look. I love the big, wide, circular base. It is real tall, which I'll kind of show you here. Like, it's got weight, so take that into account when you want to use this for posing or anything. But I mean, this waterworks with that blood flowing into the sewer with that concrete and that grass up top, and then you got the spot for your grabber. This thing is so freaking cool. It's so well crafted. Like I said, it's rare that I get a stand that like I'm equally excited about next to like really special ones like the Sandman stand or like the Final Swing suit stand. But the reason why I love it so much is because you can fit the other head sculpt you're not using in there, and so it looks like he's out talking like he did in the movie, which is so freaking cool. What an awesome inclusion, and that's why like Hot Toys is kind of unmatched when it comes to doing things like this. I will circle back and show you what that actually looks like, but I think we're overdue now to go ahead and get out Pennywise, the dancing clown, him in his full glory on the turntable, just no crazy poses, just how he comes, so we can really appreciate him. This is a figure that you don't need a lot of crazy posing on, which I'll show you later when I do my poses. But what I mean is like you don't need not like a Spider-Man or anything like that where it needs to be like super dynamic. Like him himself with the accessories, if done right, is freaking cool. With that said though, look at him out of the box. This is a phenomenal figure. I love how it's pretty much all fabric, so you really get that realness of his outfit, which I absolutely love. I'll say articulation for the most part isn't affected by any restraints because you get the full head swivels up and down, left to right, and all of that, like really great. So like no worries there. Arms come up pretty high for what you would want. They can go back and front with some bit of force. That's my only complaint. Next to, you don't want to go too far apart, like wide, like T-posing, because of how it's stitched. And he gets a very small ab crunch, but I mean, you get the legs like that, like he bends really well, what I'm trying to say here. Like his ankles and everything all have great articulation. So I would say like 99% of the poses that I had in my head, I was able to execute, which I'll call it a win, not being restrained by articulation or anything like that. We already went over like the accessories, so let's go over the body itself. I mean, all of it being cloth just makes this such a sweet figure. I mean, like I said, really adds up that level of realness. Nothing plastic here. Everything's real fuzzy, cloth, woven, all that stuff, which, like I said, with not any plastic minus his shoes, really brings up that level of realness and immersion, which is so far unmatched to me, next to like maybe some of the Spider-Man Hot Toys. So like, that's really something. I really love it. because it makes posing and everything seem that much more real, that much more fun. You have the Velcro stuff in the back, which is kind of like a play from the movie as well, but I haven't messed with actually trying to take it off. But it is there. Maybe you can take out the body if that was something that you really wanted to do. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, you get some great poses, so you can do some cool stomping and things like that. Like, however you really wanted to do it, you're able to. Some really great bends in the elbows and the knees. So all in all, some pretty great articulation. I'm not mad about it. I'm actually pretty impressed because this is like real fabric being sewn. I was worried about restraints because of like ripping and things like that. But anyways, let's do some posing, because like here we go. Like I said, he's so freaking cool. Because he's just so menacing. You don't need him to be doing any crazy action poses. Literally standing there holding a dead man's arm, like, is awesome enough, like as it is. And like I said, his articulation not being super limited. You can get cool poses like him handing you the Jack in the Box or other accessories, however you want to do it, which I think is absolutely amazing. It's really cool. What a really great figure. Really don't have a lot of complaints with it. Like I said, moving his arms like so where the shoulders are like back and forth, like going forward and back, is kind of restrictive. But I mean, it's not like a total loss for me, because it's not like a make or break. I can do tons of other poses while still keeping him, I don't want to say stiff, but relatively stiff, which is great. It's what I want from the figure. And here's the cool moment coming up right here where there's the other head sculpt peeking out, which, like I said, that's an awesome touch. That's so freaking cool because you can get both of them on display. This is like my favorite pose. I have a very similar pose like this in my display because it's got that evil Pennywise face, got the iconic balloon. You can still see Georgie's boat and then him peeking through. That is a 10 out of 10 figure for me, if I'm being honest. So final thoughts. I really do love this figure. Took me forever to get it, but now that I finally have it, probably one of the top 5 figures in my collection. But that's gonna wrap it up today for me here at Nick's Toy Box. Let me know if it's one that you have, and if you love it or hate it, or if it's one that you want to get. As always, I really appreciate you watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, share with friends, or any of that stuff. Hope to catch you in the next one. Let me know if you want me to review anything specific. But until then, that's been Nick's Toy Box, and I'll see ya.